Um, Hello, Mr. Oman. You are the owner of the Oman Theater and
The Newark Pilots, the Geneva Red Wings baseball, and St. Lawrence Homes.
okay. And I have some questions to ask you for my government class today.
Okay.
So, one of the topics is eminent domain.
In my type of business, we really don't ever run into that because that would be too complicated, and most businesses try to move as quickly as possible. And eminent domain is taking people's property, and normally that would be very political, and everybody get upset with you. It's not worth their while. In North Carolina, the eminent domain doesn't really ever happen. You usually have to just go buy the land at a proper price.
Okay. How do you feel about the OSHA regulations?
OSHA regulations is basically a political organization. They do some good, and in other ways they over regulate certain things. Give you an example. In the housing industry, the OSHA people are very serious about watching fall protection and things like that, and then they go a little bit off that. And OSHA is they have a tendency to fine people. They'll fine somebody $100,000 and then they'll negotiate it down to $2,000. So it's really that's once again a political thing, and their biggest thing is they want somebody to admit that there was something wrong, even if there isn't. Mm-hmm. So there's no win with them.
How do you feel about minimum wage? Is it too low or too high, or do you think it's good?
Well, minimum wage, it depends on the type of business you're in and the type of worker that you've got. Most of the workers that I had exceeded minimum wage. In the theater, they're basically minimum wage. A business that is in some of these small towns is not capable of paying a lot more money because the market condition doesn't drive enough business.
Okay. How do you feel about the labor laws?
The labor laws are basically fair. A lot of people make a big thing out of what's right and what's wrong. Personally, I've not had a problem with the labor laws, and I've had hundreds of people that work for me. As long as you do the right thing and follow, what's right. Yeah. They aren't out. They aren't out to get anybody like everybody says. They're just basically ensuring that there are people that are following the rules. For instance, they pay the correct hourly wage, or they treat their employees with respect and things like that, which is important. And once again, it protects the employee against a rude type of business owner.
How about tax subsidizes?
Tax subsidies, I think, basically, I believe you got to pay the tax on what you make. And one of my biggest pet peeves are these tax subsidies for organizations or businesses that are trying to take advantage of the system. It's like 501c3s, which is nonprofits. I think that they're totally out of line. It's like Major League Baseball or the NFL. They don't deserve to be that type with a tax. Basically, that's a tax subsidy for them, so they don't pay taxes. They take in millions and millions of dollars. Churches, it all depends on the type of church. It's like the guys you see on TV, doing their shows, making millions of dollars. I don't think they deserve it. I think they're a business, period.
And how about the self-employment taxes?
I don't think that they're bad. The problem is a lot of these people that are self-employed try to make as little money as possible on the books, so they don't have to pay much tax. And then it affects their Social Security in the future. It is, their Medicare or whatever. And I've never really felt anything about that. And if you could put on hold, I will put a mouse.